Trần Việt TV xin kính chào quý vị khán giả. Hôm nay chúng tôi đang có mặt tại công viên ở Dunwoody thuộc tiểu bang Georgia, thành phố Atlanta. Hôm nay có một cái sự kiện rất là quan trọng là sự ước muốn của người dân ở nơi đây, người Mỹ gốc Việt muốn lập ra một cái tượng chiến sĩ Việt Mỹ để ghi ơn những chiến sĩ Việt Mỹ và đồng minh và các cựu chiến binh Việt Nam đã hy sinh trong cuộc chiến của Việt Nam để giành tự do. Thì hôm nay là ngày lễ khánh thành bức tượng chiến sĩ Việt Mỹ. Sau đây mời quý vị theo dõi những hình ảnh mà chúng tôi ghi nhận được.
Please put your hands together and welcome Major General Châu Lập Thể, Flora.
Good morning, and thank you very much to everyone for coming. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jeremy, for the introduction. But really, most importantly, thank you for your leadership, for making today's dedication ceremony possible. Your tireless effort to honor the Vietnam War fallen heroes reminded me of these inspiring words from our late President John F. Kennedy. And I quote, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest form of appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." End quote. And live by them you did. So thank you very much. General Hemley, Marilyn Deutsch, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an immense honor for my wife, Thuy, and I to be here today, to join you in paying solemn tribute to our Vietnam War fallen heroes who fought violently against the spread of communism and to preserve the freedom of South Vietnam. Their sacrifice, courage, and dedication to the cause of freedom will forever be etched in the annals of history, reminding us the true cause of peace and liberty. Over 2.7 million Americans served in Vietnam, and over 58,000 give their lives. And thousands more still unaccounted for. After 20 years of fighting communism, the former Republic of Vietnam lost nearly 300,000 service members, and many more thousands from our allies and partners. We owe them all a debt of gratitude. With all our hearts, we honor you. With deep gratitude, we thank you today. As we gather here on this beautiful ground to honor the 400,000 brave souls who laid down their lives during the Vietnam War, we want to also honor the living heroes who fought alongside them, and many of them are here today with us. Their devotion to duty, sacrifice, an unwavering commitment to serve their fellow men will forever inspire us and reminding us of the enduring strength of those who survived to carry their legacy forward. As a child growing up in Vietnam, I witnessed firsthand the sacrifices made by these brave men and women who fought against the spread of communism. My journey, like that of so many others, was profoundly shaped by the events of that war. After the fall of Saigon, my family and I became a refugee, fleeing our homeland in search of safety, dignity, and most importantly, freedom. We were among the fortunate ones who found refuge here in America. The courage, sacrifice of the Vietnam veterans we are honored today inspired me to give back to this country by having served in the United States Army for nearly 37 years. So to all the Vietnam veterans of the United States, I owe a debt that words cannot fully express. A debt that is infinitely larger than I can ever fully repay. You left the comfort. You left the safety of your homes and the comfort of your families to fight in a land far away for people you never met. Driven by a belief of freedom and desire to protect those who could not protect themselves. You faced unimaginable hardships, both on the battlefield and upon your return. Too many of you were met not with gratitude, but with scorn and condemnation. Yet, you held your heads high, embodying the values of honor, duty, and resilience. Your combat mission in Vietnam was noble and just. Although we did not win the war, but you won the hearts and minds of millions of Vietnamese, South Vietnamese people around the globe. So today we gather here to say thank you to your service. And we honor you as the heroes you are. On a more personal note, I remember in the late 60s, when I was just a child, I was one of a small group of children chasing after a couple of American GIs who were in town, handing out candy and chewing gum. Of course, I was eager for the treat, but there was so much more that left a lasting impression. What I remember most as I grew older were the GIs themselves, the confident way they carried themselves, their broad smiles, and their cool but genuine gestures. It was the way they bent down to speak kindly to a child in our language, and their attempts to understand our culture. I remember the brave nurses and the doctors who treated the sick and the injured through the medical civic action programs known as a MedCap, and often risking their own safety. Their kindness, generosity, and compassion are the essence of American spirit. We all know that you stayed as long as you could, and you did as much as you could. And we are forever in your debt for all of your sacrifices. Now, to all the veterans of the former Republic of South Vietnam, who stood shoulder to shoulder with American forces, fighting for freedom of our beloved motherland. My respect for you knows no bounds. You fought with unmatched bravery, knowing the risk you faced if the war was lost. After the fall of Saigon, many of you were imprisoned for nearly 20 years, endured the unimaginable pain simply because you refused to surrender your belief in freedom. There are no words in any modern language today that can adequately express the physical and emotional pain that inflicted on you and your family. You are the most persecuted, the least appreciated, and forgotten combat veterans today. Each of my own combat deployment has an end date. The longest one was 1 year, either in Afghanistan or the Horn of Africa. Each of my redeployment, I came home to a grateful nation and a community that embraced me. Now, as a retiree, I receive excellent medical care from our VA medical centers across the United States. I even received monthly pension for my 36 years of faithful service to this country. But for you, the Vietnam veterans of the Republic of South Vietnam, you receive none of that benefit. Your deployment has no end date. You came home to an occupied country, then forced into a hard labor concentration camp. Imprisonment lasts for decades. I sincerely hope with today's memorial dedication and tribute that you and your family find some peace and comfort, knowing that you are remembered today, and that your sons and daughters are extremely proud of you and your service and your sacrifice. And with your permission, I would like to just translate this portion of my speech in Vietnamese. My Vietnamese is not that good either, so I will do my best. Xin gửi đến tất cả các cựu chiến binh Việt Nam Cộng Hòa, những người đã kề vai sát cánh với lực lượng Hoa Kỳ, chiến đấu cho tự do của miền Nam Việt Nam chúng ta. Sự tôn trọng của tôi dành cho quý vị là không có giới hạn. Quý vị đã chiến đấu với lòng dũng cảm vô song, mặc dầu biết những rủi ro phải đối mặt khi chúng ta thua cuộc trong chiến tranh này. Sau khi Sài Gòn sập đổ, nhiều người trong số quý vị đã bị nhà cầm quyền Cộng sản Việt Nam cầm tù gần 20 năm, chịu đựng nhiều nỗi đau nhưng không thể tưởng tượng, chỉ vì quý vị từ bỏ niềm tin vào nhân quyền và tự do. Không có từ ngữ nào trong bất kỳ ngôn ngữ hiện đại có thể diễn tả đầy đủ nỗi đau về thể xác lẫn tinh thần mà quý vị và gia đình phải gánh chịu. Quý vị là những cựu chiến binh chiến đấu bị truy tố nhiều nhất, ít được đánh giá cao nhất và bị lãng quên nhất hiện nay. Trong mọi trận chiến tôi tham gia và trở về, tôi luôn được chào đón nồng nhiệt từ đất nước Hoa Kỳ và cộng đồng. Luôn biết ơn đến sứ mệnh của tôi sau 36 năm phục vụ trong quân đội và bây giờ nghỉ hưu. Trong khi tôi nhận được nhiều quyền lợi nhưng chưa trợ cấp hàng tháng, được sự chăm sóc y tế rất tốt từ các trung tâm cựu chiến binh, thì quý vị lại không được sự ưu ái này. I think I did pretty good, didn't I? Trận chiến và quý vị tham gia không có ngày kết thúc vì phải đối mặt với một đất nước bị chiếm đoạt và bị nhốt vào những trại giam lao động khổ sai kéo dài trong nhiều thập kỷ. Trong buổi lễ khánh thành Đài Tưởng Niệm chiến sĩ hôm nay, tôi chân thành hy vọng quý vị và gia đình tìm thấy một chút bình an và thanh thản. Xin hãy luôn biết rằng những hy sinh và cống hiến của quý vị luôn được ghi nhớ và thế hệ tiếp nối sẽ lưu danh trang sử hào hùng của quý vị.